Good morning students, welcome back to Analog Electronics video lectures. In the last class we have studied what is rectifier, what is the necessity of rectification, and what is the main component which is involved in the rectifier circuit, and what are the types of rectifiers we have. In analyzing the various rectifiers, what are the parameters we have to consider, all these things we have discussed in the last class. In this video, I am going to talk about one particular type of rectifier, that is called half wave rectifier. In this video, I am going to talk about one particular type of half wave rectifier. From the definition of the half wave rectifier, it is clear that it is a rectifier which converts half of the wave into the DC. That means what? Half of the wave of AC signal will be converted into the DC. That is called half wave rectifier. So before going to discuss all the things about the half wave rectifier, I am going to talk about some various things which are very important in analyzing any rectifier. Rectifier is an electronic circuit which converts AC to DC. AC stands for alternating current and DC stands for direct current. What is the necessity of conversion? It is very simple that electronic devices can work with DC, whereas electrical devices work with AC. In order to get the function from the electronic device, they have to be biased with the DC, but we can't get DCs directly. So that by making use of AC, we have been getting the DC by using a process is called rectification. Rectification is a process of converting alternating current to the direct current, and this direct current is very much useful for the electronic devices. And in achieving the rectification, the main component is PN junction diode. In achieving the rectification, the main component is PN junction diode. PN junction diode is a popular electronic component which can conduct the current in one biasing voltage. PN junction diode can connected in the forward bias and reverse bias, but whereas in the forward bias it conducts a current, in the reverse bias it is not going to conduct any current. This property of the PN junction diode is called as unilateral property. By using the unilateral property of the PN junction diode, we can achieve the rectification. So that most widely used, the mainly used component in the rectification process is called a diode. There are three diodes are there in the syllabus. First one is named as half wave rectifier. The name itself, it is giving the description is that half of the wave will be converted into DC. Next one is full wave rectifier. That means what? Complete full wave of alternating current will be converted into DC. Another one is a bridge full wave rectifier. This is another type of the full wave rectifier, and such that we have to study the three rectifiers. In studying all these three rectifiers, we must consider the 5 parameters to analyze which rectifier is giving the good efficiency, or which rectifier is giving the good performance. To know this one, we have to consider 5 parameters in analyzing all the three rectifiers, in which the first parameter last class we have discussed, that is average values or DC values. That means what? Output of the rectifier is obviously that is pulsating DC, and what amount of DC we have been getting at the output side, that may be voltage or current, we must calculate. That is nothing but DC values or average values. Next one is, again we have to consider one more parameter, that is called RMS values or AC values. These can be calculated in the input and output of the rectifier. And next one is about ripple we must calculate. Ripple is nothing but amount of AC present in the DC level, that is at the output side, is called ripple. How much AC content is there at the output of a rectifier, that is called a ripple. Next one is about efficiency. How effectively our rectifier has been converting AC to DC called, that is efficiency. Last one is about percentage of regulation, and some amount of DC has to be regulated by using some other diode, that is called Zener diode. The amount of DC has to be regulated is named as percentage of regulation. All these things we have to consider while you are going to analyze any rectifier, in which first one we are going with the half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. It is one type of rectifier. It is one type of rectifier in which half of the wave only converted into DC. Half of the wave only converted into DC. If you go with the AC signal, it can have the positive half cycle and the negative half cycle. That means what? Only one half cycle will be converted into DC. Remaining half cycle, during this remaining half cycle, it is not going to convert it into DC. That will give the current is 0. Such that this alternating current is given as an input for the half wave rectifier. At the output side, we will be getting only positive half cycle. During the negative half cycle, there is no signal, that is 0. Current is 0. Likewise, we can have the introduction about the half wave rectifier. After the introduction, we must go with the circuit diagram of half wave rectifier. Circuit diagram of half wave rectifier. First one is introduction is completed. Second one is circuit diagram of half wave rectifier. Circuit diagram of half wave rectifier. We are considering the main component in the half wave in the rectifier circuit, that is PN junction diode. But if we give the directly 230 volts of AC signal to the PN junction diode, the PN junction diode is going to be burst. To avoid this problem, what we are doing, we are using one component or a device is called a transformer. The transformer we will be using step down transformer. Generally, we can have the two types of transistors based on the number of primary windings and the secondary windings. We can have the two types of transformers. First transformer is named as a step down transformer. That means what? It can take the 230 volts of AC signal and it reduce that amount of 230 volts to some 10 to 12 of AC only. Here you have to remember one point is that transformer is not the device which converts AC to DC. Transformer is used to either step up the voltage or step down the voltage. We are having the two types of transformers. One is called a step up transformer, another one is step down transformer. If we give some voltage to the step up transformer, output of that step up transformer will be more than the input signal. If it is step down transformer, if we give the input to the step down transformer, output of the step down transformer will be the less of to the input voltage of that step down transformer. So that here first component in any rectifier circuit is called transformer. First component in any rectifier circuit is called transformer. I am going with the symbol of the transformer. This is a transformer symbol. This is called primary winding, and these two lines represents a mutual inductance, and this one is secondary winding. This is primary winding and can be represented with N1, secondary winding can be represented with N2. And which type of transformer we have been using? We have the two types of transformer. Which type of transformer we have been using? That transformer is nothing but it is step down transformer. It is nothing but step down transformer. Type of the transformer is step down transformer. And to which we have been getting the input signal is from the AC mains, that is about 230 volts. 230 volts it has been getting from the AC mains, and it is AC signal 230 volts, and this is from AC mains. AC mains nothing but it is a switch box. Whatever we are having the switch boxes in the home, and that is providing how much voltage? It is 230 volts of AC signal, and it is from AC mains. We have been getting this 230 volts of AC signal AC signal from the AC mains, and it has applied as an input for the step down transformer. Then the output of the step down transformer is not going to be the same of the input signal. It is going to give the input is about 10 to 12 volts of AC. And here you must remember one point is that this step down transformer is simply reducing the voltage from 230 volts to 10 to 12 volt, and it is not converting AC to DC, and both the input is AC and the output is also AC. What is the necessity to have the transformer in the rectifier? If we directly connect this 230 volts of AC signal to the diode gets damaged, diode get burst, so that to avoid that problem, and we are going to have the step down transformer such that it is going to reduce the input voltage from 230 volts to 10 volts of AC. Now this can be connected as an input voltage for the rectifier circuit. Which rectifier we are going with? We are going with the half wave rectifier. In the last class I have explained half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier makes use only one PN junction diode. It can make use only one PN junction diode, and such that we will be going through one PN junction diode, and we know the symbol of PN junction diode. PN junction diode can conduct the current in forward bias, and in reverse bias there is no current, so that by having that particular phenomenon we can represent the PN junction diode operation in a symbol. In a symbol, that means what? This arrowhead is indicating conventional current direction of the PN junction diode. The conventional current direction is always the whole direction which moves from the positive to negative. So that this terminal is named as this electrode or terminal is named as anode, and this terminal is named as cathode. We have been discussing the half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier make use only one diode, and that diode is nothing but simple PN junction diode, and that simple PN junction diode number is 1N4007. Whatever we have been using the diode in the circuits, or whatever we are going to perform the experiment using the PN junction diode, that is nothing but 1N4007. Now this transformer is completed, and which is used to reduce the 230 volts of AC to the 10 to 12 volts of AC. Now it is connected to the PN junction diode. And if this anode gets the positive, then the diode gets into the forward bias. If the anode gets the negative, then the diode gets into the reverse bias. That means what? This diode can operate forward bias and reverse bias, but we know that in the forward bias only the diode can conduct the current, so that there is a possibility of current through the PN junction diode with the applied voltage that is 0 to 12 volts. But here our intention is to study the conversion of AC to DC. Now it is AC and we have to get the DC. Which type of AC we have applied? The AC voltage we have applied, such that we wanted to get the DC voltage such at the output side too, but here we are having only current to make it convert into the voltage, and we are keeping one series resistance in the series to the current, and this resistance is named as load resistance. This is load resistance. Across the load resistance we can calculate the voltage now. Across the load resistance we can calculate the voltage, that is VDC is equals to, from the Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R. Here I is nothing but IDC, R is nothing but RL, that is load resistance. That means what? Input we have applied. Input of the PN junction diode is VAC, AC we have applied. Output of the PN junction diode across the load we have been getting the voltages, that is VDC. This is the circuit diagram of half wave rectifier without any filter. And here in the circuit diagram we must explain each and every component. That is, first one is about a step down transformer. Need of the step down transformer is very simple. It is going to reduce the 230 volts to the 10 to 12 volts of AC. Now this 10 to 12 volts of AC is connected as input for the diode, such that diode can be operated in forward bias and reverse bias. In forward and reverse bias it can conduct the current, and that current we are assuming is DC, and but we have applied the input as a voltage. We wanted to get the output as a voltage, such that we are connecting one series resistance such that we can get the VDC is equals to IDC into RL. This is the circuit diagram you must explain. Now I am going to have the operation of the half wave rectifier. This half wave rectifier can be asked for 10 marks in the exam, so that if you are good at the half wave rectifier, that is very simple to analyze the remaining two rectifiers, which are nothing but full wave rectifier and bridge full wave rectifier. Then I am going with the half wave rectifier operation. Then what is the input of half wave rectifier? That is the input of the half wave rectifier. We know that input of the half wave rectifier, it is 10 to 12 volts of AC signal only. AC signal means that is alternating current. This is about 10 to 12 volts of AC, and it is time. And this is positive half cycle, negative half cycle, positive half cycle, positive half cycle, negative. We can identify the polarities. This is positive and it is moving towards the negative. This is negative moving towards the positive. This is for negative, positive, negative. Now, during the positive half cycle, this is the input. This is the input of the diode. And during the positive half cycle, what are the polarities? Plus and minus, so that A will get the positive, that means what? Anode get the positive, whereas the cathode get the negative. When anode is connected with the positive, cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the power supply, then the diode will be in the forward bias. Whenever the diode is in forward bias, it conducts the current, that is IDC. If IDC is there, that current goes through the load resistance, that is RL, so that we can get the VDC. During the positive half cycle. During the positive half cycle, anode of the PN junction diode has been getting the positive, a cathode of the PN junction diode has been getting the negative, so that diode gets into the forward bias such that it conducts the current IDC. That current goes through the load resistance, so that we can get the VDC. We know that PN junction diode conducts the current in forward bias, so that there is a current, so that there is a voltage. And during the negative half cycle, next this one positive, negative is completed. Next one during the negative half cycle, that is getting negative and positive. That means what? Anode is negative now, cathode is positive. When the anode of the PN junction diode is connected to the negative, cathode of the PN junction diode is connected to the positive, then the diode gets into the reverse bias. When the diode is in the reverse bias, it is not going to conduct any current, so that IDC is equals to 0. If IDC is equals to 0, whatever may be the value of RL, if I is 0, then obviously V is also 0. That means what? During the negative half cycle, current is 0, so that voltage is also 0, so that we are not getting anything at the output side. So that again it takes one more positive half cycle, so that during this one again the diode gets into the forward bias, so that it conducts the current, so that we can have the voltage, so that we can have the output. During the negative half cycle, again diode gets into the reverse bias, so that there is no current and such that there is no voltage at the output side. Likewise, during the positive half cycle, only the diode has been conducting the current, so that half of the wave has been converting into the DC, so that it is named as half wave rectifier. During the positive half cycle, only the diode has been conducting the current, because the diode has getting into the forward bias, so that it has been conducting the current. During the negative half cycle, the current is 0, so that there is no voltage, so that half of the wave only converted into DC, such that this type of rectifier is named as half wave rectifier. Operation is very clear that this is the input voltage of the rectifier is about 0 to 10 to 12 volts of AC signal. It is 10 to 12 volts of AC. AC stands for alternating current, and this is positive half cycle, negative half cycle, positive, negative, such that we have identified the polarities for the half cycle, such that first half cycle, positive half cycle means anode gets positive, cathode gets the negative, so that the diode will be in forward bias such that it can conduct the current. If there is a current, there will be the voltage. And during the negative half cycle, what happens? The diode gets into the reverse bias so that there is no current and so that there is no voltage. Then this is input, right? Then in the input, whenever this is the input, so that the here diode, that is I can call D, is a forward bias, and in this reverse bias, in this negative half cycle, diode will be in reverse bias. Here diode is in forward bias and here the diode is in a reverse bias. So in forward bias only we can have the current, in reverse bias there is no current, so that there is no voltage. So that output I can draw this, the output of the PN junction diode I can draw this for. Output of the PN junction, output of a rectifier, half wave rectifier, I can go. This is V out. V out is nothing but VDC. And during the positive half cycle, there is a current, and so that if there is a current, there is a voltage also. As the current has been increasing, as the voltage has been increasing, the current also increases. As the voltage decreases, the current also decreases, so that if the current increases, voltage increases, current decreases, voltage also decreases. And this is during positive half cycle, diode is in forward bias. During the negative half cycle, what happens? During the negative half cycle, diode will be in the reverse bias. In the reverse bias, there is no current. If there is no current, there is no voltage. So that this will be remain same only. And again during the positive half cycle, during the positive half cycle, the diode gets into the forward bias, so that as the current increases, voltage also increases. Now it is also forward bias. And next, reverse bias. Then during the negative half cycle, there is no current, such that we can have like this. This is the input of the PN junction. This is the input of a rectifier, and this is the output of the rectifier. Input of the rectifier is what? It is alternating current. Output of the rectifier is not the alternating current. It is nothing but it is a pulsating DC. This type of DC is named as pulsating DC. This type of DC is named as pulsating DC because it is not AC. AC means it requires to have the positive half cycles and the negative half cycle, but we are not having any negative half cycle such that it is proceeding in all the positive values only. Like this only it is moving such that it can call as a DC, but it is not pure DC. This type of DC is named as pulsating DC. Pulsating DC is a one in which we can have the AC along with the DC. That means what? Our intention is to get the DC, but along with the DC we have been getting some content of AC, and that content has to be removed by making use of the circuit is called a filter. By making use of filters, this AC can be removed. That filter circuit can be designed with the two components, inductor and capacitor. Inductor and capacitors are the passive elements which are going to use in the filter circuit in removing the unwanted content of AC from the pulsating DC, such that we can get some part of pure DC as the output from the rectifier. This is about operation of the half wave rectifier with respect to the circuit diagram and with respect to the waveforms and input and output waveforms. You should remember only one point is that we know the fundamental thing about the PN junction diode is that PN junction diode conducts the current in forward bias only. In reverse bias there is no current, such that by making use of this unilateral property of the PN junction diode, we have been using the PN junction diode as a rectifier circuit. There are three rectifiers: half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier, and here this is the input of the half wave rectifier. What is the necessity of step down transfer? Step down transformer can reduce the 230 volts from can reduce the voltage from 230 volts to the 10 to 12 volts of AC. Now this 10 to 12 of AC is connected as an input for the diode, that is nothing but rectifier, and during the positive half cycles diode gets into the forward bias, during the negative half cycle the same diode gets into the reverse bias, such that based on the forward and reverse bias we can get the current. If we get the current we can have the voltages also. This is input signal and this is the output signal, such that you can have the operation of the PN junction, operation of the half wave rectifier with respect to the waveforms also. Then I am going to give the complete waveform structure of the half wave rectifier of the PN junction diode, half wave rectifier of the PN junction diode with respect to the currents and voltages. Then I am going with the waveforms. This is, I can consider it is a input voltage, this is VAC, and this is about 10 to 12 volts of AC only, 10 to 12 volts of AC, and this is plus minus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus. This is positive half cycle, negative half cycle, positive half cycle. Then during the positive half cycle, what happens? During the positive half cycle diode gets into the forward bias, and during the negative half cycle the same diode gets into the reverse bias, so that this is the input. VAC is nothing but input. And next, immediate output by applying the voltage, that will be the current only, and that current I can call IDC. That current I can call IDC. Whenever the diode gets the positive and negative, that means anode gets the positive, cathode gets the negative, so that diode will be in forward bias. During the forward bias, it can conduct the currents. That means what? As the input voltage increases, current also increases. As the input voltage increases, current also increases. At the maximum voltage, the current is also maximum. From the Ohm's law, V is directly proportional to I. As the V increases, I increases. As the voltage decreases, then the current also decreases. And coming to here, during this one, diode gets into the reverse bias. During the reverse bias, there is no current. If there is no current, current will be zero only. This line is nothing but what? It is zero only. Then coming to here, again during the second positive half cycle, diode gets into the forward bias, so that it can conduct the current. As the voltage increases, current also increases. At voltage is maximum, current also maximum. At voltage is zero, current is also zero. Like that, this is. This is what? This is IDC. We are getting the two outputs, one is current, another one is voltage, and I can go with the voltage also. Now this is VDC now. VDC, that means what? From the Ohm's law, V is directly proportional to I. As the I is increasing, then the V also increases, so that there is VE. There is no I means there is no V. There is no I means there is no V, like that it can have the output. This is input. Input is what? VAC. That is AC signal which is applied as input for half wave rectifier. Output will be either current or voltages. If you see clearly, the output is not pure DC. Pure DC means it has to be constant irrespective of time. It has to be constant irrespective of time, then only that is called pure DC. But this is even though DC, it is not constant with respect to time. That means what? Here to here it is varying, here to here it is varying. Likewise, it is not pure DC. This type of DC is named as pulsating DC. Pulsating DC is a one in which we can have the AC content, and that AC content can be removed by making use of the another electronic circuit is named as a filter. Filter can be designed with inductor and capacitor, both the passive elements, and which can going to remove the unwanted part of AC signal from the DC signal. And if you clearly see this one, the DC current and DC voltages are not constant, these are varying. So that to make the approximation of these values, we are going to have the average values. We are going to calculate the average values, so that DC values also named as average values. Here to here it is varying, and here 0, and here varying it is 0 here. So that instead of getting one value, we are going to get the one value, we are going to make the average of this signal such that the DC values also named as average values. The first point we have discussed in the parameters of rectifiers, which is nothing but what? That is DC values also named as average values. It is not pure DC, it has been varying with respect to the time, so that we are calculating the average value, that is nothing but a DC value only. So here we are having the average values and DC values, then the RMS value is nothing but then how this is varying with respect to the time, and that is nothing but RMS value. And next one is about ripple, amount of AC present in the DC, that is ripple. Efficiency is nothing but how effectively the rectifier is going to convert the AC to DC. And next one is about percentage of regulation, and that will be discussed in the tomorrow's class. And next one is about full wave rectifier. But in order to study the full wave rectifier, we must go through some derivations of all these average values and RMS values and ripple factor, efficiency and percentage regulation. If you are good at all these things of a half wave rectifier, we can simply analyze the full wave rectifier with the same parameters. Thank you, students.